Welcome to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, July 28th, 2016. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Just under 8 weeks out from making his way back to the Olympia stage for the first time since 2014, it looks like Steve Kuclo is back firing on all cylinders. After a bit of a down year in which he failed to qualify for the Olympia last season, Kuclo's got his groove back here in 2016. With a strong showing at the New York Pro and a win out in California, Kuclo has regained that alpha stride he had a few years ago when he shocked everyone by bringing in his all-time best to the Olympia and taking home a top 10 finish for his efforts. With Mon Morel and Dennis Wolf out of this year's lineup, Kuclo is in prime position to step in and take advantage of their absence by sliding back into the top 10. But with the Dallas McCarvers and Justin Comptons of the world heading to the big stage this year, he better not let up even a hair. But knowing Steve Kuclo, hard work and suffering is something he thrives at. So expect to see the best Kuclo ever at the 2016 Mr. Olympia. With all the crazy storylines swirling around this year's Olympia, the only one that really seems to have gotten lost is that this will be the first time we see Justin Compton step up to the plate and take a swing at the granddaddy of them all. If you remember back to last year, Compton took some heat when he announced that he would be shutting things down for the rest of the season just after two very impressive performances at the Arnold and Arnold Australia, leaving many of his fans upset and wondering why we wouldn't see bodybuilding's version of half man, half amazing make his Olympia debut. But after another solid off-season and a few good showings to kick off the season, Compton is firing on all cylinders as he heads into the Arnold Asia as the primetime tune-up for the big dance. At this point, it's hard to say where he's going to fit into the Olympia lineup. But when you take into account all the tools he brings to the table, it's pretty hard to imagine him not finding a way to land somewhere in the top 10. If you're putting together a list of impact rookies for next season, don't forget to write the name Regan Grimes at the top in big fat letters. This year's Arnold Amateur winner has spent the early part of his first official offseason as a pro doing everything in his power to pack on some size in preparation for unveiling his new and improved look at some point next season. Grimes has that crazy muscle and structure that immediately jumps out at you when he steps on stage. But life on a pro level is going to be an entirely different experience. If he's going to fulfill the potential that many people believe he has, then it has to start now. And with a crazy work ethic and passion for bodybuilding, look for Regan Grimes to be a force to be reckoned with next season. The grind doesn't stop for rising figure star Meghan Olsen. A few weeks after putting together one of her best looks ever for the Dexter Jackson Pro, Olsen is already right back in the gym, training like she never left as she continues looking for ways to add to one of the most improved physiques in the entire figure division. Olsen already has that crazy structure we look for in all of our future figure champs, but she's still working her way up to having enough muscle to really be able to stand in there and hold her own against the best of the best. Right now, Olsen's game needs to be focused on winning the conditioning battle to compete at the highest level. But once she finally has all the pieces in place, she will be someone to be competing for big wins on the figure circuit a whole lot sooner than later. It's been a while since we've heard anything from Clarence Devis. Aside from having one of the best nicknames in all of bodybuilding, the Belgian Predator has really managed to come into his own over these past two seasons. Back at last year's New York Pro, Devis shocked us all by showing up at what was clearly his all-time best in terms of both size and conditioning. And then earlier this season, he came out with another solid effort way back at the inaugural Livroni Classic. And just this past weekend, Devis delivered a solid 5th place performance at the Baltimore Pro, showing that he can indeed stand with the big boys and trade punches. Devis doesn't really have any glaring weaknesses from top to bottom, and when he's in shape, we've seen him show some real flashes of potential. And if he ever manages to start nailing down that conditioning with any semblance of consistency, he's a guy we could be talking about as a future pro show future champion. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. Check out IronMagLabs.com today. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Stevie B here. If you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button below and never miss another RX Muscle show, segment, or update. RX Muscle is #1. Woo!